being in But I just had such a great Friday so far, so I wanted to share a little challenge to help you have a great Friday as well. And if you're chiming in, can you just let me know if you can hear me? Okay, it's saying my connection is weak, so I just want to make sure. Maybe I'll move. You want to take a tour of my house? How exciting. So my challenge for you, which is something that I've done twice today so far, is to pick up the phone and call a girlfriend who can support you. And if you're a guy, maybe call a guy friend or a woman, whatever. Call somebody who you love, who you haven't talked to in a while, who you enjoy hearing from, who you just want to catch up with, maybe someone who's been on your mind or on your heart that you've been thinking of but haven't reached out. And just give them a call and say, hey, what's up? Have a quick chat. Or maybe schedule a phone call with them for later tonight or this weekend or something. And I've been doing this. I noticed just looking at my calendar for the weekend, I have a lot of plans to just catch up with girlfriends, which is amazing and so fun. And it's so important because I just got off the phone with my friend Kim, and I talked to my friend Erin earlier today, both of whom are amazing women doing great work and are just phenomenal human beings, and I love them so much, and I haven't talked to either of them in like a while. So your challenge is to just pick up the phone and call someone that you've been thinking about, someone you love, girlfriend, guy friend, whatever, um, and just chat and like let out what you need to say. And I think the most helpful part of doing that is that you get that me too. So often we get caught in our heads. We think that we're the only ones going through something. And Kim and I were just talking about this on our phone call. That was very impromptu. And yeah, we just think that we're the only ones going through certain things. And what happens when we connect with someone else and we just have a really authentic, vulnerable conversation and share is that we realize that we are not the only ones. And in fact, pretty much everybody else is going through the same thing, or at least a lot of other people are going through the same thing. And Kim and I talked about this. This came up in our conversation, which, exciting news, she's going to be on the podcast 2 weeks from now, so I'm excited about that. And you can sort of tune into our conversation and hear more of what we talked about today, which is awesome. So we were talking about, one, how we're both really feeling uneasy around the election coming up and how excited we are for it to be over and to have hopefully what is a peaceful transition of power. And gosh, like there's just so much anxiety and fear coming up around it for me specifically. I mean, living in South Carolina now, it's a red state, so that's new. And before I was living in Pennsylvania, which is a swing state, so there's always like conversation about candidates there. And I've been feeling like perhaps I'm the only one who is feeling the way I'm feeling about the election. And so I decided to have an election day party with some girlfriends here in Charleston who feel the same way, and that we can support each other while watching the election results roll in, because I can't do it by myself. I don't want to. It's scary. So yeah, I think there's a lot coming up around just like being a woman today. We have so many amazing opportunities, and yes, we've come so far, but we still have so far to go. And it feels like this election in a lot of ways is, gosh, we're like taking a lot of steps back. And it's like terrifying. Like there's something really ancient in my body that's feeling like this, I'm feeling this rage almost for women, like for our history, for our collective history, for our lineage as women, where we haven't been equal for so long, and we haven't been able to express our voices for so long. We haven't been able to fully be ourselves for so long that, oh gosh, it just feels like this election is bringing a lot of it up. And I think, thank goodness it's bringing a lot of it up, because so many people are voting and like turning out and getting fired up about it. And I think it's great. And I'm also at the same time scared because, oh gosh, like I don't want to, at the same time that I don't want to offend or feel like I'm judging other people for their stance in this election, there's something about it that just feels so polarizing. And yeah, there's just so much coming up around that. And then, of course, I think just as women, we cycle through these things where we just feel alone in our struggle, because the things that we're going through are not things that are generally spoken about, like body image issues, or having trouble in our businesses and comparing ourselves to other people, or feeling like we can't speak out about things that we care about because we're afraid of being judged, or being called like an angry feminist, or too emotional, or whatever. And there's so many things coming up around this election, but also just, gosh, like where we are as women, and the fact that we don't have enough spaces that we feel safe enough in to declare how we're really feeling, what's real for us, what our truth is when it's uncomfortable. And so often we only share the great things and the beautiful things and the positive things and the things that are exciting to share about, instead of the things that are really hard to share about, that, you know, our struggles or our pain or our sadness or our fear or our anxiety, or the more vulnerable aspects of who we are, and the more true aspects of who we are, and the genuine and authentic bits of who we are, because we're not all shiny, happy, and perfect, right? So it's just so interesting to me that I sometimes forget that that not all women have those spaces, because I live in this coaching world and I have women around me all the time, and I believe in sisterhood and it's part of my mission, and I sometimes forget that we don't all have that space that's safe for us to come into, to express fully who we are, and what we want, and our desires and our fears and all of that. So that's feeling relevant for me today, and it's just so helpful to have a space with another woman or another person who you can just really trust to express all of it, and express how you're feeling, and express the rage and the anger and the sadness and the confusion, and the areas of life where you don't know and you're not sure, and the areas of life that are amazing, and what you're celebrating. So I encourage you to call a girlfriend or someone today and share like the real shit that's coming up for you, and not just the happy stuff, not just the on the surface stuff, but share, you know, what are you celebrating today, of course, but also what's hard, what's coming up, where do you need support, what is it that you really are struggling with right now. And I think it's so important that we have these safe spaces to share those answers to those questions with other people who get it, and who are willing to unconditionally love and support you, and still be able to hold all of you, all parts of you, not just the shiny, happy, perfect parts, but the hard parts, the sadness, the realness of your full expression of who you are and what you're going through right now. And I think, you know, that's why I'm so passionate about sisterhood, is because we get that opportunity in that space. And yeah, so call a girlfriend. I feel like a lot of times Kim and I were saying on our call that, you know, I don't want to bother you. I know you're so busy, and I'm busy too, and I don't want to bother you. And it's never, ever a bother to hear from someone who's thinking about you, who loves you, and who wants to support you. So just remember that if you're feeling any resistance to reaching out to somebody today, it's always, always welcome. And it's such an honor to be able to support each other, I think, and be able to hold the space for someone to, and to receive the trust that they have in you, that they wanted to reach out to you and share what's really going on, the real story. So yeah, I just wanted to share that and encourage you to reach out today. I hope you're having a great Friday. Yay! And you have a great weekend ahead. And yeah, lots of exciting things happening over here, but wanted to also let you all know, if you're interested and curious, if you know any women who are pushing too hard, overcommitting, feeling like they're not enough or that they need to be doing more constantly, I have a really great program coming up in January, but I'm enrolling right now until the 15th of November at a discounted rate. For the program. It's called the Sexy Soulful Success Inner Circle Membership. It's $97 a month, which is less than 25 bucks a week. Awesome. And if you're curious about joining that, I'll post the link below so that you have access to the page to check it out, learn more, ask questions, and sign up. So yay! And this is really for women who are wanting that safe, sacred space to be able to share all of who they are, all of what's going on, so that we can actually heal it and deal with it and come up with a new way. It's really about rewiring our relationship to the work that we do in the world and how we show up, so that we can be more effective leaders and more effective in our lives, more fulfilled and truly more free. Because what I see happening a lot is women who are super ambitious, and we start our own businesses or we start doing something we really enjoy, and then after a little while we end up resenting it or not enjoying it because we're doing it the same way we've always done it, which is pushing too hard, overextending, burning out. And that ultimately doesn't lead to freedom or fulfillment. And I'm just really on a mission to change that and to let women know that there's another way and that we don't have to do that, and that it's a brave and bold choice to do it differently. And we need support from other women who are also on that path so that we can implement those changes and make it sustainable for us and really make it work. So that's coming up, and I'm really excited about that. So please, if you know any women who might be interested, tag them below this video or share it with them or direct them to the site. And if you are interested, feel free to reach out, ask questions, whatever you need. I'm here to support you. And I can't wait to begin in the new year. And I can't wait to hear how your phone calls go today with your sisters or your family or friends or men or whoever that you feel like you can trust, to just share what's really going on, and then be able to receive and hold space for them to be supported as well. I hope you have a great Friday.